Up. NBC News political analyst Carlos Curbelo joins us right now. Carlos, great to see you. Starting with your reaction to this breaking news, what do you make of this new strike, and how does the dynamic change now that we know that there may be survivors?
Gaddy, it will be interesting to see these survivors if they are brought to the United States, if the government can demonstrate that these are actual drug traffickers. We know that a lot of Democrats and some Republicans, like Senator Paul, have been questioning the United States authority to conduct these military operations against alleged drug traffickers without really showing any proof that we are targeting people who are involved in drug trafficking. But if we zoom out, it is very clear that we are moving closer and closer to what could potentially be a military conflict with Venezuela. We're used to seeing the United States get involved in these types of military operations in the Middle East, much less so here in the Americas, really since 1989, when the United States invaded Panama to depose dictator Manuel Noriega, who, by the way, was very actively involved in the drug trade as well. We really haven't seen this type of activity here in our hemisphere. So this is very significant.
Yeah, it's so interesting you bring up Noriega. I mean, I'm thinking of all of the different Latin American countries that have a long history with covert CIA operations. We now know that it seems like the CIA operation or a potential CIA operation in Venezuela has been greenlit. But what does a modern day CIA effort to overthrow a government look like in this day and age of social media, instant information, deep fakes, and drone strikes?
Well, Gaddy, it is pretty peculiar or unique that an American administration would announce that it has authorized covert CIA operations. It kind of goes contrary to the nature, right, of those operations. So to me, this means that the United States is really trying to up the pressure against Maduro. They are trying to destabilize his government. They're trying to have Maduro's own generals depose him, orchestrate a coup to get Maduro out of power, and to have a government that, number one, is perhaps friendlier to the United States, and that, number two, does right by the Venezuelan people. Nicolas Maduro, to be very clear, even though Democrats have questioned the administration's actions in the Caribbean, Maduro has no fans on the Hill. He's an anti-American dictator. He has violated his own people's human rights, imprisoned people who oppose his government. So there's no love lost for him, no sympathy for him. So, you know, this effort to provoke regime change in Venezuela, the United States clearly wants to do it without having to have any troops on the ground. But this is a maximum pressure campaign by the Trump administration. Probably the most influential person involved in this right now is Marco Rubio. There is no greater Venezuela hawk in the Trump administration than Secretary Rubio.
And we've seen, obviously, Maduro appealing to the U.S. public. He's gone to the United Nations now. Does this administration care at all? Is there anything that the United Nations could even do here? Or is this just everyone is going to stand by and watch what happens next?
This is one authoritarian leader that President Trump has shown no sympathy for. He's even had some in his administration that have advocated for some kind of negotiated settlement with Maduro. It appears that the president has dismissed that advice, and he is really doing everything he can to depose Nicolas Maduro. Maduro is trying to appeal to the American public and even to the America First philosophy that President Trump has advocated for and promoted, right? That the United States shouldn't get involved in foreign conflicts. You can really almost hear Maduro making that argument as best he can, you know, with his very broken English. But I don't think that there's any way for President Trump and Nicolas Maduro at this point to come to any kind of understanding.
Carlos Curbelo, your analysis of this is always so spot on. Thanks so much for joining us.